Stan Gibilisco here, proprietor and operator of amateur radio station W1GV Whiskey 1 Golf Victor. The date, January 27, 2014. The time, 9:22 p.m. Mountain Standard Time from the Black Hills of South Dakota. That would be 0422 Zulu on 28 January 2014. What you're hearing, of course, is the W1AW bulletin on CW on 40 meters. It's 2 hours later there in Connecticut, so it would be 11:22 p.m. And they've got a good propagation path across all darkness over the Great Lakes, plunged in the polar vortex at the moment. I don't think the weather has any effect particularly on propagation conditions at these frequencies. Let's listen on 80 meters. Just barely hearing them there, but there's an awful lot of noise too. So what I'd like to do though here is switch to AM and just start taking a listen down below 7 megahertz. See what we can hear. Now the filter bandwidth number 1 right here, you can see that lower right hand corner, that's 9 kilohertz wide. If I hear something like that, I'll put it on sideband. It tunes a lot faster on AM than it does on sideband. I don't know about what that is. Well, clearly we're down into a shortwave broadcast band now.
For the fourth time by Armenian Grandmaster Levon Aronian. The Cuban Grandmaster, which finished 5th in the tournament with 6.
Now this antenna, of course, is resonant on 14 megahertz, so it'll get worse and worse and worse in performance, or in sensitivity anyway, as we go lower in frequency. But there's so much noise that that's kind of academic. Shortwave broadcast. I don't know what that is. It doesn't seem to have a carrier. More shortwave broadcast. Now that would be the WWV frequency, and I'm not hearing much. I suppose that the signal in Colorado could be skipping over me, and the one in Hawaii isn't reaching me because it's too far. Now we're in the 80 meter ham radio band, 75 meter phone. Well, I would think I would hear a lot of stuff. A lot more than what I'm actually hearing. Well, this is kind of disconcerting. Now that stuff, I'm hearing that periodically throughout the frequencies. That's got to be coming from one of my computers or displays. Well, let's open it up.
Both gold and silver. And then from 33.
See, that's got to be coming out of one of the computers. Let me change the display here. Yeah, when I fool with the display, I get changes in the way that sounds. That may be what it is. That bothers me. That shouldn't be happening. Now that's got to be WWV in Colorado. Now we're in the 160 meter band. That CQ contest, CQ Worldwide 160 contest is over. That's what that was the other night. Accounted for all that activity on this band. I wonder if that's W1AW. It must be. Well, that's very interesting. I'm going to have to check. If anybody knows the frequency of W1AW on 160, you would know whether that's them or not. Well, now we open her up. AM broadcast. Plenty of stuff here. I think WLS in Chicago is at 890. That's WLS Chicago. I remember when I built a regenerative receiver kit when I was about 10 years old and I heard WLS in Chicago. And I was just thrilled. To me, that was DX back then. Now, well, we've been down here. Some sort of narrow frequency shift keying. A lot of interesting stuff down here, but mostly just this kind of stuff. But the really cool stuff is down below 30 kilohertz, and this radio won't go down there. Well, I've used up just about as much of your time as I think you're willing to let me use up. Probably more. Stan Gibilisco, W1GV, Whiskey 1 Golf Victor. Signing off from the Black Hills of South Dakota, saying 73, and so long.